Hi, John Studo here. I hope all is well and wonderful things are happening in your career. I just want to take a few moments of your time to talk to you about the Emotional Alignment Intensive that I have coming up. As you recall, emotional alignment is the first step in learning to speak the language of the face. Now, if you've been to the webinar or you read my book, you know that the biggest difference between acting for the camera and acting for the stage is how your face reveals emotion, thought, and feeling from the most subtle to the extreme. And you know what? Contrary to a lot of beliefs, the camera doesn't magically create what your face is communicating. You do. So it makes sense that acquiring the skills to communicate what you feel and think is paramount to your on-camera acting success. And the first step in achieving that goal is making sure that you are in emotional alignment. Now, you've taken the time to watch this video, so I know that your on-camera acting success is important to you, and that acquiring the skills that you need that will no doubt give you an edge in making your acting career dream come true. However, you haven't signed up for one of my emotional alignment intensives, and that made me think that perhaps that you have some concerns whether or not being in emotional alignment or learning to speak the language of the face is the right fit for you. So I like to take this time here to go over some of the concerns that I've heard over the years and see if I can't answer them for you, as well and see if they match up with yours. For example, learning about emotions and how to create and reveal them on their face. For some people, it might think it'll put them in their head. Or others will wonder, is this face acting? For some, shouldn't this all happen naturally? And for others, I just can't afford it. I think all these concerns can be valid, so let's take a look at each one of them. We'll take the first one, getting into your head. Well, let's be honest, getting into your head is not necessarily a bad thing. It just depends on when you do it. So there's going to be times when you have to go into your head because that's where you're making sense of the process and you're solving problems. It's just like learning anything new. At first, you can't help but be in your head. Like a musician learning scales or a dancer who's learning some new choreography. It's the same with emotions and how they're expressed. Until you understand and make the connection with the emotions and the muscle groups associated with the emotions, you will be in your head. However, once you mastered them, you no longer have to think about them. And at that time, you can really just be with a whole new level of trust. And I can show you exactly how to do that. Is this face acting? I've got two words. Absolutely not. Emotional facial expressions are the direct result of thoughts and feelings. In other words, stimulus response. Keep in mind, if a thought is not meaningful enough to you, it will never reach your face. And a facial expression without a thought is an acting lie. Now here's the thing. Learning the language of the face gives you the tools to interpret directions and size and create any real, recognizable, emotional facial expression, and you can do this on demand. It's the language that every successful on-camera actor has had to learn. However, they've done it mostly through trial and error. You now have the opportunity to bypass all their mistakes, not to mention all the time it will take for you to learn and research and make sense out of all this. I've already done that for you. It should happen naturally. Well, it depends on what you mean by naturally. If you are a person who naturally expresses every thought, then the odds are your acting is going to be too big. If you're an actor who naturally internalizes all your feelings, odds are your acting is going to either be unrecognizable or you're going to appear to be unemotional. The problem for both the one who's too big and the one who's too small is that it's very difficult to adjust your acting because how you're expressing feels appropriate and natural already. And it's hard to bring awareness to what feels right. The only way to change this is to identify how you personally express and learn what and how to make the necessary adjustments. And I can show you exactly how to do that. I can't afford it. The truth is, if you're often told your acting's too big or too small or you have problems adjusting the response, if no one knows what you're feeling, or if you can't get the headshot that says who you are and where you fit in, you can't afford not to get into emotional alignment and learn the language of the face. So I hope what you've just heard has given you answers to some of your concerns. And if it hasn't, then please feel free to email me and let me know how I can assist you. Now, if you scroll down to the bottom of this page, you'll see a link that will take you to a page that outlines what the Emotional Alignment Intensive includes. It also has a special price and other bonuses if you respond to this email. So I look forward to working with you in the near future. And remember, your face deserves to be seen the way you intend.